Harcourt, and look at what has been going on in recent weeks and days. And we start off this morning looking at economic activities around construction sites. Now, I've met and worked with some people who are engineers who work at various construction sites or various project sites, right? So there are certain, what do they call them? HSC, health, safety and environment things. You even have engineers who are on site, even in buildings, right? When people are building your houses, right? There's meant to be an officer, safety officer, who's meant to make sure certain things are done right and proper. Now, last week, I went to the market. I went to Rumokuta market. Ozuoba market rather. Right, and there's a construction going on. The same thing where the bridge is being constructed right now, the Ring Road project at Rumosi and other parts of River State. Now, those places used to be congregation points for the markets, right? Rumosi Junction and Ozuoba. Now, I bought what I needed to buy because obviously the road has been blocked, and this happened also when the Rumola Bridge was constructed, the Rumokuta Bridge, the location was also constructed. Many of those economic activities, right, one down. But some of them kept on going on. Now, on that, I think it was Saturday morning, I overheard one of the construction workers. He had his full gear on, high visibility jacket. He had this protective helmet on as well. He had the red flag, and he was basically, communicating with the crane operators and those heavy equipment operators, and then a child of no more than, I would say, 6 years old, right, was scuttering across the road that was just graded. They removed all the tar and everything, and this man was shouting, come over there. And I was carrying my bag, and I stopped, and it was like a reality check just hit me, and I asked myself, should I be here at this moment whilst these heavy duty machines were operating? Should I be here? And then I got closer to the man, and just posed questions. Okay, why would I not block this line? Say, my brother, see red tape, people not supposed to pass here, but yet people were crisscrossing left, right and center whilst operations were on. The same thing at Rumosi Junction. So my question this morning, Jolly Good Rivers residents, is this: should economic activities be restricted at construction sites? And this is boding to be a very difficult conversation, because we now know, yes, everybody's not living those times where every little naira and kobo counts. Everybody's trying to get extra naira, everybody's trying to get extra kobo. Where do you want the women who sell their tomatoes and fish and pomo to go to? Where do you want the person who sells groundnuts and whatnot to go to during this period? But then you have to ask yourself this question: those equipments are very heavy, and I mean heavy. They are huge, demanding a lot of power. Heavens forbid that there's an accident at site. Yes, that's why a company like that would have health and safety engineers on site to make sure those things happen. But there's a reason they call them accidents. What if they do happen? What if one does happen and there is a fatality? Who do we blame? The government, the construction company, or the people? As always, turn down the volume of your radio set. Refrain from making derogatory or defamatory comments. Didn't see it all here? Please do not make mention of it, and keep your comments civil.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
Alright, so don't forget, the question I'm asking this morning: should economic activities be restricted around construction sites? When something heavy is done, yes, they've broken down some blocks and whatnot, so you be careful. Obviously, vehicles can pass through there. But should people still be selling rice and gari I know, for example, the construction workers, they need to find food, and so there may be food vendors who come and service them. But the fish seller was there, the yam seller was there. Who else? Oh yeah, people who sharpen knives. Basically, all the economic activities at that market were still on around that site. Michael is speaking to us from Agro. Michael, good morning to you. Welcome to Hello Port Harcourt.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning.
Jude, the truth is that because we do things anyhow in this country, and that is why you can find such things happening. Ideally speaking, really in either ideally or in reality, when such things are taking place and the things have been placed, do not cross heavy materials or
heavy duty, men at work signs,
these are caution signs, and nobody should come close to it. But because of the way we do things in this country, we don't care, and because we have this mindset of it is not my portion, God forbid. You know, that kind of 40 mindset, people still go within that area. And I blame the government, because the government is treating this thing kid close. That's why this is happening. I bet you, in those countries where these construction companies are headquartered, like Germany, China, you wouldn't find such things. You will not. Even when they want to do this, they are controlled demolition. You see that everybody stays away from it. I don't know how many meters, but people stay very far away from it. But because those people have come to Nigeria, and those people have been corrupt by our nature, they also tolerate this thing. I blame the government. The government is not taking this action seriously until when somebody dies, like Maya would say, they will go there, to the point on their waist and be pointing the finger to nothing. But the time they will do that, they will do it.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Michael. Mira is on the line. Mira, good morning to you. Welcome to Hello Port Harcourt.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, please.
Look, Joe, I'll be the if there's any you've been giving this contract, and you know the customer knows the rate which you don't want to come close.
Okay.
So the rate takes, you take them very fast. You know, and if people keep comply, you have the right. If people see, you have the right to all the security personnel to stop people. If people said that Nigerians, we cannot control Nigerians, we can only stop them. So that's the why we have migrants on the road. There are some countries that they don't even need it in them. You know, the place as a bridge, let's say Trinity Bridge. Just trust me, if you don't put me there, that is the tour of artists. Nigerians will turn, taxi drivers, bus drivers will turn right on the expressway, will make a U-turn. So you don't control, you don't need them to the road. And this is the road, but this stop Nigerians. Nigerians, the mentality is so clear, don't come to keeping the law. So if you know Nigerians are not complying, you still go the rest further. And if they still not complying, just if there is any accident, anything happens, there's a construction company that needs to pay for the goods, and the people that give them contract, they do not need to pay. It is construction company that is responsible for their side. They are the ones that will pay for anything that happens. And so Nigeria do it. That's really what people do. There's a mini market. People are selling things. Even the construction workers, they need refreshment.
Yeah, I agree, Miro. Oh dear. Okay, Mira, we're going to break, but I agree that yes, the construction workers, they need refreshments, they need sustenance. Obviously, there should be a place. So maybe around the construction site, that's what they can go to, which I would expect is what has happened. But like I said, I visited these two places, and don't take my word for it. You go and you go see, make of it. My name is Jude Omamegbe. This morning we're talking about economic activities around construction sites, and I'm asking, should they be restricted around the site? Because, like I said, those of you who are engineers, you know that when certain things are done, you don't expect, as it were, free flow of traffic. And I'm talking about vehicular traffic, but even human traffic. Let's say pipelines are meant to be laid, or even cables. In some cases, some of these construction activities, are minimally invasive, so they may not disrupt your regular activities that much, but sometimes, because of their scale, they may need people to totally avoid that area, as you would expect in some of the construction sites going on, going around Port Harcourt. And the question is, like Muriel may mention, and I think I also alluded to that the construction workers need to feed. They rarely will cook rice and beans from the house and come to work. And during the course of the day, people will get thirsty, and when they need to drink, they need to be fed, they need something. Sometimes they even need airtime, recharge card, they may need a new pair of jeans. There are certain things that they will probably need around there that they should be able to obtain. However, I'm no engineer, so please, what exactly should be the circumference for which traffic should be minimized, or they should just let them go? Christian is now Hoda. Let's hear from Christian. Christian, good morning to you, please. Welcome to Hello Port Harcourt.
Good morning, Mr. Dude.
Good morning, Christian.
Dude, in Nigeria here, we go to school very well. We speak good English, but we don't know most of the meaning. That red thing.
Red and white tape.
That country, when accident happen, they put it on emergency. They say, do not cross. You cannot cross. If you cross, police will arrest you. But for Nigeria here, as soon as you put such things, Nigerian citizens, one of them will just go and tear it and say, after all, it's not a tape. We are not conscious of our life. See, do you believe in Nigeria here, lines they will draw, do not go close, high pressure, any flammable. And Nigerian man will go and build a house close to that pipeline. They will go and do all sorts of nonsense because they are not that short. In terms of the workers, it's not to make provision where they have canteen. In every country they have place that they have to go and refresh. They call the place canteen. If they have place they smoke, they call it smoking area. Yeah, but you cannot blame the company. Rather you blame the citizens.
Okay, thank you very much. That's Christian from Ahoda. Ken is speaking to us from Ubumini. Ken, good morning to you, please.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning, please. Welcome. Thank you very much for calling.
Jude, you reminded me of one incident that happened when the defunct PGH was walked along Ubumini Omok Road. The site manager then arrested a driver who was plying that road when the road was on lap.
Oh.
And the money that the caution tape was there. This man arrested the driver and then took the driver to the police station. No hawkers crosses the area. Nobody apart from the workers of that particular project. I don't know if you get me. So if the company, either the foreman or the departmental head should know that is a site, or they are on a site doing a construction work which may lead to somebody's death, I don't think that they should encourage or advise or allow anybody to pass around where they are constructing any kind of work. So for me, I blame the workers, I blame the management, I blame the foreman or the departmental head allowing people to be around that area, especially conducting or gathering themselves as a business. What are they doing there? For goodness sake.
They're selling fish, they're selling fufu, they're selling.
It is not encouraging. It is not advisable. If you ask me, to the detriment of the company people, because if anything happened, they will hold those company people responsible. Because these heavy duties, they don't know if there is anything around the issue, like for me, when I was working with the PGH, it takes you time to know that somebody is passing at the back of the heavy duty. So let alone when something of that nature will come. So I don't advise or encourage anybody to pass where there is caution or where there is obstruction. Moving on.
All right, thank you very much. Hart is speaking to us on NTA. We have Zion on the line, who is waiting for us in GRA. Hart, let's hear from you quickly, please.
Okay.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. This conversation reminded me of when they are constructing this flyover around NTA Road. In my place of work, we are about to demolish two-story building. Part of it, two-story building. Imagine after they have removed all the road, removed all the base, only a tiny road that was holding the two-story building, and we put a caution sign: do not pass, do not cross. Even when the safety personnel were there, imagine people, they will pass under the building. Something that is standing on only one road, they will pass under the building. And when you ask them to go back, you see them, I just want to pass now. So I think it has come where safety measures will be taught in primary schools, secondary schools, even down to the university as a compulsory course.
Compulsory?
It is something that we need to learn. We don't know how to put safety measures when there is fire incident, when there is, that is why we have crises that we can avoid. And without blaming the devil.
Zion, do you agree with Hart? Hart is insinuating that we have not taught safety measures across our educational barriers, our educational lines. That's why these things are still happening. Hello?
This discourse, Jude, the people are to be held liable in case of any eventuality. And not the construction company. You can't hold them liable. In this part of the world, we have a problem. We have a problem. And that is we are deviant in nature. Choleric in nature.
Intriguing.
Don't touch. That's what we want to touch. Go to the street of Port Harcourt, where this construction company have designed a called pedestrian walkway. Nigerians are putting clothes to sell there. They are putting mannequin to sell for their clothes. It's not a boutique. I'm talking about a walkway, pedestrian. So what do you expect to get out of this set of people? Most of them have money to buy car, but they don't have sense to drive the car. That is why it's hold up in most of the streets. Until you totally stop them by the cane or the rod, whichever way. Then there used to be hold up at artillery, and people not used to sell on the road. Traffic sellers. What was? Did they shoot them away? No, until they constructed a bridge where motor can stop for you. Is there sellers, marketers at the expressway again? We need to go back to our culture and tradition. Our parents used to hear word. There are laws that guide and bind them. But today, this generation, we don't abide the law. Now the law need to abide.
But Zion, let's look at. Let me paint this scenario for you before I get to the next caller and read this message. You see, at what you call it, Ozoba, for example, where I was over the weekend. Like I mentioned, there was a marked portion of the road that had red tape. Ideally, you shouldn't be at the center. The red tape is to prevent anybody from the side from crossing over. I thought it was pretty clear. All right. But I saw some people walking across. Now, once they were walking across, like I said, one of the construction workers was screaming at the child, come off for there, come off for there, come off for there, come off for there. But the reason why that child and other people were there is because there was a market around that same vicinity. How do you want them to buy yam and not cross?
Note with what we call CLO, Local Organizing Committee. For the company and the company. In this part of this country, Nigeria, CLOs are people like to make money and to dupe people. Normally, the CLO that need to evacuate the market from there with the permission of the community. It is the CLO job, is the one intermediating between the community and people and the construction company. So you don't need to blame. If there is a market there, go and ask the CLO, they don't give her money, he don't pocket the money, so no, our people, now so they do it here, man, and know what they work, nothing they happen. That is what he has done. Do you know that until this set of people start taking responsibility, you are a CNO company, our community needs this one. Community, now what did the company talk? This is your work. You cannot even evacuate that market out of there. You can't shoot it out of there. And don't forget, these are people who are only fly out. If one on that fall, that's anybody like that, company no go do you any, you don't go do company anything. Then go pack that thing, continue their work now, you go suffer. We should be educated enough to know that when there is construction work going on, you stay far from there. If they can sell on the restaurant, my market, they go come out from there. Very funny.
Okay. All right. Since we have a bit of a challenge this morning. All right, so let me read messages on WhatsApp. All right, 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. If you just join us this morning on Hello Port Harcourt, I'm asking the question inside Rivers about construction sites and economic activities. Should they be restricted around these sites? Now, the question is, for some people, you're talking about 5 meters, 10 meters. What exactly? I do know, like I said, I do know that whilst I was there, where the trucks were, digging, and people were not directly beside them, but you see, around there, economic activities were going on. There's a market there. I went to buy, what did I go to buy? Periwinkle fish. Oh yeah, I made native soup. So yeah, I went to do all of that, and it got me thinking. This red tape, I shouldn't pass it. But how do I get to the other side of the road where I want to buy yams from? How? I don't know. At Nigeria Info PH. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. At Nigeria Info PH. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. WhatsApp now. Good morning, Jude. Chris here. Sequel to your question, economic activities should be restricted in order to prevent accidents or casualties. Government should provide alternative places temporarily for sellers and buyers. Government can clear any unused sites and the market can be relocated temporarily. That doesn't seem like a bad suggestion now, does it? Hi, Jude. My worry about these broken down trucks is about breaking down trucks. It usually happen on their road. The jalopy trucks break down, cause heavy gridlock. This is what we face on a daily basis. The FRC police force are not helping in any way. The construction company doesn't have capable men to man the traffic. The people are exposed to so much hazards as cautions are not really taken into consideration. It's a terrible situation. Tunde, with that message. Tunde, thank you very much. All right. Michael says the company should be blamed for not enforcing the safety rules. Any member of staff who patronizes such should be thoroughly dealt with. You're saying they're looking for their daily bread at that caution and restricted areas. It's uncalled for. I'm all from you, but no, I'm telling that's what is happening. I'm not saying that they should go there or they must be there. I'm telling you that's exactly what's happening. People need to go and find their daily bread. That's where they're doing it. There at the marketplace or any other place. Because not just the man or the woman who's selling carrots or whatever. There are some shops that they sell shoes and whatnot close to the construction site that are still operable. They're far from it, but they're still operating. Most Nigerians are so disobedient in nature. Look at the railway tracks and the high power electricity lines have been occupied by people even when the areas were restricted for their own safety. Government should enforce strict penalties. This is not a case of carrot and stick approach. What is bad is bad. Well-organized companies should have a canteen and a specified time for their members of staff to refresh from a well-situated food marketplace, and not as seen on the various construction sites. Do you know that the health implications of breathing in some of the hazardous and cancer-causing agents around these construction sites? Jude, don't encourage such misbehavior under the guise of looking for what to eat. That's Michael. All right, thank you very much, Michael. Good morning, Jude. We have to blame the client, that's the government, and the contractor. The barriers are a must. People should go to special areas to sell. The company should conceptualize these activities and mark out areas. If anything happens, the contractor is liable. We have occupiers' liability. They have a great role to play to ensure people are not hurt. Risk assessment should be holistic. Samuel with that message. All right, in Nigeria, people are taught not to expect consequences cause grace and entitlement mentality. You drive without the necessary papers, but the VIO or the FRC officer is the wicked one for stopping you. You knock someone down with your car, but the person's relatives are the wicked ones for insisting you taking you to court and not forgiving you or letting you go. You see the sign that says, "Don't touch," but you go and touch it, fully expecting not to get shocked because you carry grace. People should be taught consequences. Interesting. Frank is speaking to us from Umbaba. Frank, thank you for your patience. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you very much, please.
You kept me waiting on the line.
Apologies, Frank. I had to go through the WhatsApp messages, please.
Let me touch the point. As an engineer, the requirement that we must create a working platform where your people are working, where the construction proper is going on.
Okay.
If you put red tape and there are not enough to deter people, it has barriers. Here people cannot scale people because the contractor can never be excused if there's any accident or any hazard that happens on that construction site. Alright? Now, in any company or organization, there must be HSC, there must be called HSC unit. And the duty of that unit to be sure that the working environment is very safe, even for the workers themselves too. And they find out that some of these hawkers walk around with some of these construction companies. Some of them are relatives of some of the workers. Many places going on, they will inform them. Some of them will cook meal and other small things on market. They are just for economic gains. So it's a natural thing that just like when the Nama is moving, the one they call Chekleke will be going after them. So wherever there is construction activity going on, people move along with that to make some local economic gains. But that doesn't excuse anybody who exposes others to danger. Assuming where the construction is going on is the only access which the indigenous of that place use, it is incumbent on the company to create a temporary access to remove them from where the activity proper is happening, so that to any danger aside. If safety is expensive, then try accident, and you compare the costs. There are certain things that will happen on site to shut down that site, and all the workers to be sent to. So you compare the two, which one is cheaper? Solid arrangement around work safely. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Frank. I think that was well said. There are certain things that can happen, and I think that's that insight that sometimes some of these economic activities they're migratory. So when the construction company goes to a certain place, then their workers tell their friends about we they work here, come sell rice, come sell fufu, and you expect them obviously to have some form of sustenance, but it should be done within the realms of propriety for the safety of those who are working in and around that area, and for the community, the people who are going to be impacted by that particular job. All right, so let's get back to the numbers. 017-923-0002, 017-923-0003, 0817923-0002, 0817923-0003. At Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X at Nigeria Info. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. Now, Jude, this is my candid question. For every construction site, traditional or juju things should be tied, really, in place of regular caution tapes. I bet you many traders will stay clear of such areas. Are you serious? Yeah, they should tie juju, really, at the construction sites where they don't want people to be. Charles is in Bonnie. Charles, good morning to you, please.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Charles.
Dude, see, the problem with all of this is the system in Nigeria doesn't work. Let me give you a clear example. Here, where I work here in Bonny, before any construction is being carried out, they will come do what we call JHA, Job Hazard Analysis.
Okay.
They will check the perimeter. If it requires the kind of job that is going on there, that they need to fence the place, they will do a temporary fence. Prepare for canteen where people will eat, prepare for muster point in case of there's emergency. They arrange everything. But you see the construction going on around the town because the government does not penalize anybody who default in all of these safety measures. So they do anything they like. They come to the individuals too. Nigeria, everybody don't get them say nothing works. Even if you put the red caution tape there, the man is not looking at the caution tape. He's looking at crossing over to the other side to do his business and get his money and come back. But if it is where the system is working, if you violate, you'll be penalized. Both the construction company will take it serious, will take HSE serious. Even the individuals around that perimeter will also take safety serious. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Well, yeah. I think we do get the narrative. But in this case, you and Bonnie, I don't know if you've been to Port Harcourt recently and seen the extent of the
Port Harcourt. I go to Port Harcourt every month.
Okay, now if you see the extent of the work right now in Rumusi, now some of the areas have been cleared, the buildings have been knocked down, but the concern now is should those small shops, like in this case the Ozuoba market, for example, should they still be there because they're still there? They may not be ready like since they have pushed further in, but they're still around the construction site. Maybe that's the safe zone. I don't know.
That is what we are talking about. The government would have considered all of these things, relocate the market to a place closer. If they want to move it out Zuba completely because the people of Zuba need the market, at least get a temporary place, move them there. While after construction, you bring them back. But the government will care about us, the ability about 2027. What is their pocket?
All right, Charles, thank you very much. Charles is also the opinion that there should be restrictions around these construction sites. Michael still has the message of the day, if I'm honest, that every construction company should put juju. Really? That would deter people from coming close to the construction site. Now, once again, if you've not been there, I encourage you maybe to walk and maybe see what it is that we're talking about. In some of these places, the construction company have barriers, obviously narrowing down traffic, diverting traffic, obviously, so that people can get to and fro from their residential places that have been affected by this construction. Fair enough. But you see, the zones, the active zones right now, is where there is a problem. There's a very big drill, right? And from my vantage point, not up to, I would say from my, like I said, from my vantage point, not up to 400 or 300 yards. Some children, and I mean children, I'm talking about people under 12. Some children were playing around that place where you had that big drill. the drill was not in operation, it was inoperative, right? No, so you could say maybe there was no danger at that point, but still, it's a construction site. These children had no visibility jacket on, no helmet on, nothing protective. They were just playing in their clothes around the construction site. I don't know if I'm painting the picture as vividly as I saw. Anyway, final few comments. Let's get to WhatsApp now, shall we? 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416. Good morning, Jude. Duties and responsibilities at job site has its own obligations, likely hooks and consequences. Now, if a range or a radius is barricaded, it means no one is authorized to enter or pass through. If anything happens inside the barricades or barrier, the company is not in any way responsible. That's from Alex. Okay, all right. Maybe Alex is an engineer of some sort. I don't know. But yeah, if you're going to go through these areas, please take a very close look. All right, at the signs that have been placed rather for your benefit. If there's a sign, and I usually see them that are very visible, it says diversion, please go right or go left as the arrow indicates. If there's a tape mark that you shouldn't pass, if you're not authorized, please don't pass. If they say, okay, this area is safe for you to operate, fine. I don't know. Maybe that's what happens at these markets. I don't know. Maybe, okay, it's okay for you guys to be here. Our operations will not in any way affect. Maybe they've done these impacts that some of you have been mentioned. I don't know. But seeing children cross those lines and having a construction, I think it was even good enough that at least I saw a construction worker yelling at the boy to leave that area. So that person was obviously doing his job. My name is Jude. We'll take a breather now. Don't forget, by 11 o'clock, the students will be coming here for another round of debates.
Talk radio. Talk radio.
Number one talk. Number